I got sneeze.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Cantina Jargon, episode 38,
Yeah.
I believe. And
Yep.
yeah, we're back at it. We got Cantina Jargon podcast
Yes,
hats.
sir. Mine doesn't
Get
match, but it is what it is.
get your hat on Caden's
Uh,
store.
so yeah, on my stream anyway, both of the hats are pinned in the chat and on
Oh,
the stream itself. So
go throw it in my chat. Why not?
okay.
Because yeah, we could use it for sure. So I mean, these things. That's embroidered, man. That's embroidered. Yeah, they look good. They look nice. Really happy with them. Support the podcast, support the projects, support the channels, and get yourself a hat. But we actually
Or
do
don't.
have, or don't. You know what? Don't just
You don't
watch.
have
That's
to.
fine too. Yeah,
Just take a peek.
just watch. Just click on the link. We actually have Star Wars news this week.
Yeah. Some pretty big news actually too. Not just
Potentially,
I
potentially
mean,
some huge news, and
I
one we've
mean,
been talking about for a while too.
and some entirely new stuff.
Yes. Yes. So, first and foremost, this is the big one, guys.
You sure? I think the other one might be bigger, dude.
The Taika one?
No, the other one.
The
The other one.
Celtic? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's better news. But this to me is just, I mean, this is like expected, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, it's
until I
trickling out, you know?
until I see the tweet from Disney, I'm not gonna fully say like it's happening, but it's happening. like, oh
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know that. That I know. We'll talk about that. But let's talk about Ray first.
no, that's what I was talking about. Like,
Oh, until you see, I thought you were talking about the pirates and the
no, no,
what
no.
that potentially means. But we'll get there too.
I meant like Ray wise. Like, if we don't hear it from Disney, I'm not gonna like. I don't see a tweet from Disney saying that like we're no longer deciding to go forward with XXX.
They're never going
Like,
to tweet that.
well then that sucks.
They never.
Like
It's not like they tweeted that Acolyte was canceled. Like that leaked out from other. You know what I mean?
Disney
Other
still hasn't
avenues.
confirmed that it was canceled.
Well, allegedly, a rep from Disney confirmed it to one of the trades. Allegedly.
Okay, so Acolyte still technically isn't canceled then, right?
No, it's the fact that they've never officially canceled anything. Look at the David and Benny movie. Never been canceled
David,
officially.
what?
The Game of Thrones dudes, Winehouse
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I forgot all about that.
yeah. Oh, exactly. That's
What
what
the
they
fuck?
do, man. That's
All
what they
right.
do. They put it out there, and then they're like, "Oh, we're not doing that," and they just like never officially canceled. Dude, Patty Jenkins' movie is still technically happening.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening, pal. Sorry.
It's totally not happening. Patty was like, I don't think it's happening. So I don't. Disney's never going to like say, okay, the Ryan Johnson trilogy's canceled, the Game of Thrones trilogy's canceled, Patty Jenkins movie's canceled, Taika's movie's canceled, Ray movie canceled. They're never going to officially say that.
Could you imagine though?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Yeah, they just came like, what is it, like
But no,
May 4th? They're just like, by the way, all these projects are canceled.
well, no, I would. I'm not honestly like I won't be surprised if when the time comes for celebration when they announce like all the movies and stuff that they just don't say anything about it. So the same thing with Dawn of the Jedi, like they're not gonna say jack shit.
I actually do think Dawn of the Jedi is going to happen.
I
Mostly
know I do too,
because
more
there's
so than the Ray.
actual like yeah, mostly because there's actually a script being worked on. Whereas here it's just like it's not even close. Like from what we understand, Stephen Knight was going to be writing the script, and now he's doing a Peaky Blinders movie.
Which
So
still amazing either way. I mean,
okay,
I'll take that.
sure, I'll take it over this, but
Yeah, I'll take more Tommy Shelby.
but like that's why I'm kind of like I don't think it's ever happening, and I think you're right. Star Wars Celebration in April is going to be the test. If they don't mention it at all, it's over. It's done.
Yeah, if they give it a second year of being talked about, then it's still happening then.
It will happen. Yeah. Then it will happen. I think the whole rumor about, Star Wars needing some wins and Kathleen wanting to go out on a big win kind of makes me think they're going to lean more towards Dave and John's projects.
Yeah, more so. I think John's movie, honestly.
Yeah. Mando.
And I think
Grogu.
John's is like it's an easy win. So
Yeah. So the Rey movie is allegedly on hold. It's not expected to start filming this year at all, obviously, but potentially it could start filming next year if it gets a script done. Do you think this movie even is about Rey at this point? Like, I don't think it is, personally.
I mean, if Daisy was talking about interviews being attached to come back and saying that she's ready to come back, I feel like she was in talks already, especially if they brought it out for Celebration.
Yeah, that's true. But do you think it's like a Rey story, or do you think it's like like she's just in it, like she runs the academy, but it's actually about like students at the academy or something?
That's what I would want it to be, but I feel like she's
Same.
still going to be the main focal point. I would rather it be like around the students and like whatever in looming threat is coming, but I wouldn't want Rey to be the focus of it. I'd want her to just always be like in the background, like her always be there, just not the main focal point.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to agree completely, actually. So
I mean, literally, just like you have Finn technically be the main character, and him be the Kyle Katarn version, like for this new Jedi Order, and that would work for me too.
if they can even get Boyega to come back, it sounds like he's not too keen on it.
It changes every week.
So, yeah, I know, right? So, he's like, I don't know.
How big's the check?
I can't say I blame him too much. No. Taika's movie also allegedly on an indefinite hold. It's canceled. This is getting the Rian Johnson treatment, basically.
Yeah, I think definitely after I would say cinematic masterpiece that is Thor: Love and Thunder is I think hopefully Taika just starts to die down a little bit. Not like die down in terms of like him like losing money or anything, just as in like the amount of projects he's pushing out.
Yeah, he's a little oversaturated.
Every single project that Taika Waititi is in or does, it feels like Thor Ragnarok. Like it just feels so like stale at this point.
Like trying to recreate
like his comedy
the magic
feels stale
of Thor Ragnarok. Yeah,
yeah. Like I just don't find his like shit funny anymore. Like Thor Ragnarok was great, but after that, it just especially with Love and Thunder, it just felt like it was way too forced.
Oh yeah, I mean I love Ragnarok. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies, but I definitely understand what you're saying. Like I don't know, his style has just completely become stale. I think that's the right word.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And yeah, I just don't think it fits Star Wars either at all. I just can't see it.
Well, at least we still have Levy to look forward to. So
yeah, I mean that's the thing I think they're gonna drop the bomb on, like at Celebration.
I would love for that to be the case.
The Sean Levy movie, because he talks about it all the time.
Yeah,
he seems
he's actively in development with it.
Yeah, like this is happening. He's working on it. It's probably like a passion project for him, after Stranger Things is finished. So I mean,
it's coming out next year, so like he should be free after that.
Right. I think we're gonna see him at Celebration. I think that's gonna be one of the big announcements.
Yeah, they probably will just start shooting stuff, like, and then they'll have like what they did with Favreau. Like they'll have like just a little bit of footage to show.
Yeah,
that'll be it.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool if they'd already started shooting it. We'll see. I do think it's going to be Skywalker era, so I don't know for sure if it's going to be a Skywalker movie, but something tells me it will be, just because of how he handled Wolverine and Deadpool, and just like his like love for the legacy characters. I don't know. Something tells me that's the case.
And Marvel's already scrambling too to get him back for another Deadpool movie, so they're already like scrambling to get another one greenlit and ready to go.
It sounds like Ryan Reynolds doesn't want to do another one, but
I mean, he's under contract to come back for at least until 2027. So I got a feeling he'll be in Secret Wars with Hugh, and that'll be like the last for just a little bit.
He'll show up in one of the Avengers projects for sure. We lost you. You're back.
Sorry.
You're all good. So we did get some new images from Skeleton Crew. I really like what I'm seeing.
Oh, I do too. We got Urkel in Star Wars, everybody.
Yes, we have Urkel
playing Gunter.
Is he gonna say like, "Did I do that?" When he?
I so hope he does. I so hope he
I
does.
kind of think he will. I do. We got Vane over here from
Yeah,
Mando season 3, and this is Gunther, right?
yeah.
Dude.
No. Gunther is Urkel.
Oh, Gunther is Urkel.
Yeah,
Who's this?
yeah.
What's this guy's name?
I have no clue. If you look at the text on there, J.L. White is Gunter.
Pax? He's Pax. Or Brutus. I'm sorry, he's Brutus. Pax
Brutus?
is here.
Oh, okay. Did you ever play like Black Ops Zombies? You know Nikolai.
Yeah.
That's who's voicing him. Is Nikolai.
This guy?
Yeah.
Brutus? Oh, okay, cool. Right on.
Yeah. So
Right on.
Nikolai is being voiced by him.
Cool. I mean, dude, I love that. It's like such an OT look here.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And the 3 guns across the chest, as if one wasn't enough.
And I love how they also like almost look like Flint Knocks too. Like,
Yeah,
that just makes you think of Goonies instantly.
right.
Or
I
like
know.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I feel like this show is gonna have a good vibe to it. I'm really, really excited for it. I know there isn't much hype around it, but I hope like word of mouth is good and it gets the the praise it deserves. So Celtic Owl says, I wonder if that's the OG wolf mask they grabbed in A New Hope. I bet they created a new one,
Yeah,
but I mean, I
like use the molds for it,
Yes.
or like even like scanned it. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll have access to the full Lucasfilm archive, so I'm assuming it's everything's same material and stuff.
Yeah, nowadays they can literally scan the inside and outside and just replicate it one for one. And that's probably what they did here. It looks great.
Yeah, it looks amazing. If anything, they just probably updated everything with it.
Yep. I'm really excited to see these guys in action, dude. Like more so than the kids.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I way more excited for the creatures, but like obviously excited for the kids too, like the story. But I really want to see the creature work and all the stop motion animation too. That we've heard. So
right, I think it's gonna be like throwback. It's gonna be really cool. Clark, did I do that?
good.
Yeah. Also, I mean, we're getting a whole band of pirates here. Like Hondo is 100% showing up in the show.
I would be surprised if he just isn't off to the side here, that we're not seeing the full shot.
He's leading the charge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't even. I don't even want to try and attempt it, but just like I want to just hear him, like not say Ezra Bridger, but just something in that tone, and I'll be happy. It has to be Jim Cummings.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think we're getting Hondo in the show. I think Jim Cummings is doing the voice for sure. Probably even under the mask. I don't know. I don't know what his size looks like and everything. So, what do you think?
I feel like they would just have him do the voice. Honestly, I don't know if he'd want to,
like the Cad Bane route.
Yeah, I think they would just do the cat. Like, yeah, exactly
Okay.
like that.
Yeah,
like they have because that's the same thing with Nikolai for Pax here. Like they have a different performer in the suit.
Yeah,
according to the text anyway. So.
That makes sense because there's 2 performers listed there. You're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah. No, I think Hondo's a given. The only other question really becomes: are we going to have like pirate factions going against each other, a la Talon Card?
I mean,
how
would
likely?
Say, yeah.
Give me a scale 1 to 10. How likely?
I'm gonna say a 7.5.
Okay, I'm leaning 6, but we're close.
So. I mean, that's fair. I mean, okay, but also too, like, I don't with the voice thing real quick. I don't know too because with the Grand on the right hand side, like, it just has a performance, it doesn't have a voice. So not every single one of the pirates we see are gonna have a voice to them. So I don't know how many we're of special pirates we're gonna see like Hondo sure. Or I mean I hope Hondo, but like Talon Card, like it could all be up in the air.
I just think if they're really committing to this Thrawn story, the pirates or the smugglers at least played a huge role in the original story. And it would be, dude, if they brought Talon back, the hype would be, I mean, people would start to get really excited because you've got Thrawn, we've got Luke, we've got now Talon Card. A lot of the pieces are coming together, and you got Tantus. People would start to speculate a lot on what's going to happen next, which is good. Disney needs people to speculate to keep interest going.
You know what I would hope to see from Theory if we had like a shot at Talon Card before like changing the next episode, this would be the reaction. No fucking way. You just get close and like look, like no, no.
Oh, that'll be my reaction if that
I know,
happens.
I know.
Dude,
I mean, mine too, dude. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like,
yeah,
don't tell me that's him.
I don't know, man. I want to see Talon, but I'll be happy if we just get Honda, which I think is like I do think is a given.
Without a doubt.
And Celtic Gal says Jim Cummings would be great. For sure.
I mean, we literally just got Sauvage Opress and Mr. Krabs in the Penguin, so we got Ryder Rosati, we got you name it.
Yeah, that's right. Same guy, Ryder Rosati. For those of you who don't know, is played by the same guy who voices Mr. Krabs. So,
Jude Law looking very confused here.
Jude Law, I'm going to take off the comment real quick so we can see the. Can I scroll down in here? Look at this.
Like, yeah, dude, it looks so sick. Like, it just looks sick.
Goonies, man, I love it.
I also love that. I know it's not like a leather. I know it's definitely like a felt of some sort. But I love just how his jacket looks too.
Yeah, and I'm really digging the fact that like, look, there's no lightsaber. Like, he's not a Jedi. He's definitely just a rogue. Like, has the Force kind of, which is good because we don't need any more like trained Jedi.
For the love of all, yeah, no,
we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Just settle down. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, and all the screenshots of the show look amazing. I mean, even the trailer we talked about already, but it looked more expensive than stellar. Acolyte. Crazy.
It looked more expensive than the Kenobi show, which I mean, obviously it will be, but like
everything looks more expensive.
It looked like it looked on par with Andor.
It did. I would agree. But I mean, they've had 2 years to finish the special effects, so it should.
Also, Andor had a hell of a lot of time too.
Yeah, Andor did too. Andor had a long post production. You're right.
And they also had a huge ass budget. So,
yeah. I mean, I don't know what the budget is on this one. We haven't gotten anything reported yet, but I imagine
it's Andor level though.
No, they're done. After Acolyte, it's never happening again.
I mean, dude, some of the best movies and shows were created on low budgets.
I mean, I feel like we've talked about it, like Lost or whatever, you know, like, I mean, that was a network TV show that was at the time expensive, but like nowhere near the level of a major motion picture.
I mean, dude, like the first episode of The Sopranos, I think cost $1 million to make or $2 million to make. And that sat on a shelf for 2 years because people didn't think it was good. But the first episode is still one of my favorite episodes of The Sopranos because it's so different than what we got with the show.
Yeah,
but still feels like the show.
But I mean,
so like
$1 million is a lot at the time, right?
But there's 13 episodes. Let's just say 20 mil for the first season.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a rough. I mean, it can be done if you, but also I guess with Star Wars you have to have that fantasy aspect. But
well, look what happens when you only give them 90 mil like they did for Kenobi, right?
Yeah, they're just gonna use the volume and all the hell.
And it looked terrible. So it's like, but how, yet then again, Mandalorian, somewhere around the 120 mil budget, looks great. Looks amazing. I mean, I'll say this, Mandalorian season 3 sure has some issues here and there with the, the stories, blah, blah, blah. The monsters, the space dogfights, all that stuff looks incredible in that show.
Well, also too, like, I mean, I feel like they have an opportunity with the volume to make them look so good, but I feel like they just cheap out and just do full CG. Like besides the cockpit shots, like they just do full CG.
I think you're right. I think a lot of times they probably do just say, okay, we're not going to get complicated with the volume and create these sets inside the volume and all that stuff. I mean, obviously, dude, like using the volume under Greg Fraser was a whole different story. I mean, he did it on Batman. Like, he did it on Doom.
And you can't tell on the Batman. Besides like the one shot like when they're on the scaffolding, like the building scaffolding, but even then it still looks good.
It looks good.
It doesn't look like Kenobi. Yeah. But I'm saying like even like using miniatures, but with the volume to extend and stuff and to show stuff in the background, like just filming like the way they did with the Death Star trench foot. I mean that was on literally like a fucking like a big door that they just played in reverse, going back and forth. Like I feel like they could do so much with the volume with that.
Yes. Well, have you seen the behind the scenes for Mando season 2? They had the miniature set. That was really cool.
They had the Razor Crest on like the stick that would rotate it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, just go back to what works.
Right. And I think we will for Mando and Grogu movie, but yeah. I think it looks good, and I'm excited for what it looks like so far. There was also some interesting comments in the let me see if I can get this. Oh, I might just there were some interesting comments like in here from John Watts about like Dave Filoni like helping them kind of like create the world and like throw things in that were related to like what's going on. So I
That's
don't
great.
really know exactly where it was, but and what that all that tells me is Hondo basically. You know what I mean? Like,
or even Talon. Then I would even suggest Talon based off of that because if he's throwing him in there,
right. He says pirates are talked about so much in Star Wars. People call Han Solo a pirate. We've been doing pirates in the animated shows. Boom, Hondo. So this was something where both producers, Filoni and Favreau, were excited to do some pirate stuff.
notice how there's no Kennedy credit.
Dude,
Associated.
Kennedy is not even being like mentioned at all in any of this stuff. And I think you're right. Like we talked about this a few times, but really her last big thing was Acolyte, I think.
Just by the way, too, the first Iron Man had a budget of 200 million. So,
really, Dune 2 had a lower budget than Iron Man.
I mean, according to Jeff Bridges, it was a $200 million fan film. So,
that just tells me that Marvel's always been out of control with these budgets. Holy shit, dude.
okay, no, okay.
In 2000,
240,
2006, 2007.
240 million. I mean, I'm assuming with advertising, it's. Oh,
wow. That's high. That's a lot.
I mean, he's right when he says like it's a fan project because it literally was.
Yeah, that was a big risk.
it was a big risk.
It like, paid off.
That was the end. if they fucked it up, that was the end.
So crazy, man. Wow. Clark says Johnny Depp needs to make a cameo as Space Captain Jack Sparrow. If that happens, I think it's like going over the edge a little bit.
No, I wouldn't want because I feel like it would just ruin it.
What if he was Talon Card?
No, I better get like I would be no, I can't even say that because I don't know if he would do well. The guy who played Ivan Drago's son in Creed 2, but I can't even see him being Talon. I still think of like Pierce Brosnan / De Niro if they had a baby. Like that's Gerard Butler. I could see. I could see Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Butler would be good actually, and he's old enough. I feel like you need someone like 50s, 60s.
Levi Schreiber, I could get behind too.
Okay, sure. Honestly, I like when Star Wars kind of picks up some no-namers, though. You know.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Right.
I just don't. I don't have any offhand, but yeah.
I mean, look at Ezra. Look at Iman. Right. Like he really
Graham.
was nothing. Oh yeah, Graham too, obviously. But Iman was like nothing, dude. But they brought him in, and man, they're like, holy shit, this kid is Ezra. Like he literally is Ezra. Perfect casting.
Which I mean, like, I like it's insane too because that can be literally anybody, and that like it's for example, Mara Jade could be a nobody.
I would hope so.
And,
you know,
just
I
imagine
don't
how much that would kickstart somebody's
famous
career.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, like the Shin Hati, like I don't think I'd seen her. She had been in something, I think, but she wasn't like super popular or anything like that. Obviously, Ray Stevenson. We all knew Ray Stevenson.
Yeah.
But yeah. Losing the mid-budget movies was a huge blow for creative risks. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, because I feel like once you get like past that like 300 point, almost 400, it becomes like there's too much like visual effects. Like it starts feeling like No Way Home.
Like what happened to the old like I'm going to use an example like Twister. So they made a new Twisters movie this year, right? And it costs, well over $100 million to make. The old Twister didn't cost anywhere near that. It was like $40-50 million. And that was like, that's a mid-budget movie. Like it's not over the top. but it made good money at the box office. It made, it was a good return on investment. What happened to like the 40 to 50 million dollar movies? What happened to that?
Yeah,
It's over. A24 is the only one doing it, basically.
The Thomas Jane Punisher was 54 million. Ben Affleck's
Right.
Daredevil was 63 million. Like, okay, so the first Twister was 94 million, and then
Really?
the second one was 155 million.
Almost double. Yeah.
But
Okay.
but at the same time, like that one, like you could to me anyway, I could very like easily tell when they're using CG for stuff. Like it didn't feel like anything was at stake. I also just converted for inflation for 140 million in 2008 versus now it's 204 million. So
Okay.
it's pretty close for Iron Man and Acolyte.
That is pretty close. Wow. Yeah, man. It's like, I don't know. I just, I watched a lot of movies from like the 80s and stuff. Like, I think, and it's hard to say because of inflation, obviously, but, the Back to the Future movies, for instance, I mean, I'm pretty sure the most expensive one cost them like 40 some million, and that was part 3.
Godzilla
Part 2
minus
or
one
part
is a
3.
perfect example of
there you
low
go.
budget. Godzilla minus one is perfect of that.
That is.
I mean, the
simple.
director himself was the head visual effects artist, the VFX supervisor on the film.
He's like going home. Yeah.
Like on the train home editing the movie. Like,
yeah. And that movie cost like 15 or 20 mil, right? Altogether.
he said he wished it was half of that.
Oh, that's what the reported budget was? Yeah.
Yeah, and he said he wished it was half that. So that's saying a lot, I feel like.
That's a good example because I saw that one in theaters. It looked great on the big screen.
Even the old like Toho Godzilla films, those are only $500,000 films.
Yeah.
And half of them, like almost because they're releasing them every single year, half of them bombed. And half of them only made like 20 mil, or not 20 mil, 20% more of like what the budget was.
So
like
not really
those never really
profits.
made money. Yeah.
It's just, yeah, I just feel like studios are kind of like, I mean, look at D23 is like a great example. So if you watch anything from D23, almost every single movie announced was a spin-off, a sequel, or a remake. They're afraid to take risks.
2014 was the same thing, and then so 2014 was like Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I'm just gonna use one movie for example. Then 2017 was Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And then 2023 was Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's the same thing with John Wick 1, 2, and 3. Or sorry, John Wick 1, 2, and 4. Like, there's a bunch of movies that like every 7 years they make a sequel to or make a remake of. And like I was like 7 movies. I saw a short of it today. It was like 7 different movies.
Yeah. I don't get it, man. I mean, I get it because it's like they're taking the easy route and the sure bets. Like, okay, if I know for sure that I'm going to make my money back because we're releasing Frozen 3 and Toy Story 4 rather than having a brand new animated movies, like, great. Because what happened with their last few animated movies, they completely flopped. Like, look at Wish or whatever, or that one that was like Strange World or something. Those movies were bad flops, and I didn't see either of them, so I don't really know anything about the films themselves. But it's like, so what would they rather make? They'd rather make Toy Story 4. But it's like, or 5, whatever. Is it 5
I think
now?
it's 6.
One
of the two.
Like, do we need that? I don't know, but it's like, that's all that they're willing to do, man. Okay. They won't give someone $30 million and just say, give us something new.
Okay, I will say in rebuttal to that, Rebel Ridge just came out on Netflix. Amazing. It was $41 million.
Sure. No. Netflix is like the complete opposite of all of these, right? Because they had that movie last year, the animated movie with the girl and it. I
mean, look at Uncut Gems too.
Uncut Gems A24. Once again, A24 is a studio that's willing to do this, right? But Civil War was a $50 million movie that is totally original.
Yeah, but also with A24 doing Uncut Gems, it was also a Netflix partnership though too.
Right, because of the whole Adam Sandler deal. Yeah. But yes. So Netflix is like a whole different beast though, but half their movies don't, or not even more than half their movies don't even get into theaters.
I mean, I don't know. If you don't watch Rebel Ridge, it's fine. If you watch it, let me know how you think it would do in a theatrical release. I feel like it probably would do 300 million, at least easily. Maybe 250 from what its budget is, but I feel like it's a good movie.
I mean, I watched something like The Creator, which was made for under $100 million, and it it hardly broke even at the box office. I mean, it didn't by the
And
time you factor in marketing. It made
see, 'cause
$100 million
wasn't 90?
worldwide.
It wasn't the budget 90?
Yeah, budget was 90 or 80, 90 or 80 or 90. And it made 100 million worldwide. Um,
And
so
this is the same person who made Rogue One and Godzilla, and who's
Right.
also now making,
Jurassic World.
yeah, which should do if
Oh,
it's Gareth Edwards, it should do.
With Scarlett Johansson, dude, and
Mahershala,
yeah,
like,
that movie's gonna do big time money, big time, especially because people were tired of the Chris Pratt Jurassic World. I think they're ready for something new.
And I don't even think it was on Chris Pratt. I think it was just the writing for those movies.
Oh, the whole direction, the Colin Trevorrow. Hey, credit where credit's due, though. Jurassic World let Colin Trevorrow continue and do this for 3 movies instead of bringing a different director in for each movie.
Well, yeah, no, they at least thought it through with one person and kept that person.
I gotta plug my computer in 1 second.
You're good.
Keep going.
I guess the creator's budget was 80 million, and the movie grossed 104 million. So still, either way, they would have had to make 200 million to break even. So yeah, that was technically a financial loss for the creator. So I was basically just saying that the creator's budget was 80 million, and it only made 104 mil. So they lost around 120
$100 million.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, something like that. So
that's what I'm talking about, man. It's like, but so you say like this Netflix movie could make a bunch of money, but it's like, will it? I mean, I think creator was good personally.
The other day I didn't get upset, but I was just like, I got like let down. I really want to see Wolves with Brad Pitt and George Clooney,
right?
And I asked my wife, I was like, "Hey, you getting it?" Because she works at a movie theater. I was like, "Hey, you guys getting it at your theater?" She's like, "No." What do you mean?
And it's like going straight to Apple, right?
It's Apple. Yeah, it's Apple TV. Like it's some like great movies. I feel like are just getting shitted on by being on streaming services only and not getting theatrical releases.
And I think
full
it's
ones anyway.
Destroying people's want to go to the theater. The only reason people want to go to the theater anymore is if it's some sort of event like a Deadpool or like Oppenheimer or Barbie or Avatar or whatever it is, Star Wars, hopefully, right? I think at this point now, people will not pay to go see movies unless there's some really specific reason to go do it.
Well, I mean, and like I just saw too, like it could be because we're starting to get to the fall time, but I feel like this has been the entire year. I've seen more like thriller / scary movie trailers this year than I have seen regular movies come out.
Dude,
like
I said the same thing. It's like the only original movies we get anymore are horror movies.
And they're so predictable though.
Right.
Like, within
all
30 minutes, and within 30 minutes, you know what the fuck's happening. So it's like there's just nothing that's like game changing. It's all just repeating the past. But no studio also wants to let people like make new things or create new things because they're scared it's not working. Like I would love like to be able to make my, and you know about it, like my script for my mob series,
right?
But I will never be able to do that because Hollywood, for one, is really strict on the mob genre and wants to get away from it. I'm surprised the Penguin got greenlit. But two, like they don't want new decisions. They just want to repeat the old. They want to repeat what works.
I mean, yeah, most of what we're seeing now, and like I said, D23 is a great example. Go watch the D23 panels. I mean, you'll just see remake, sequel, franchise name, or some sort of pre-existing book or something that's being made, adapted. Yeah. It's no more original thoughts, no more original stories. And I mean, every single franchise is guilty of it. Star Wars is guilty of it. Marvel's guilty of it. It's just over and over and over again, man.
I will say one that I'm not like excited for, but I'm definitely intrigued by seeing is Mickey 17.
I watched the trailer for it, and I'm like, because I like Parasite, and Snowpiercer is okay, which are the other Bong Joon-ho's other movies. Mickey 17, I was like, I don't know, but that's a book also.
Yeah, but I was like, if this is what Robert Pattinson is doing in between like the Batman and Batman Part 2, like this is what he chose. It's got to be at least some like good, and I like the trailer.
He's good.
I thought it was cool. Another one is Brothers with Brendan Fraser and Peter Dinklage. I thought that looked hilarious. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go see that. But like, but yeah, I mean, October will be nice because we get Venom, as well as, we got shows. We got.
Dude, I'm going to see. I'm going to see Metropolis or Megapolis or whatever, not Metropolis.
Let me know how it is because I've been debating it.
I've heard it's bad. It doesn't matter though. It's at least it's something, dude. It's
It's
totally
Francis Ford
original.
Coppola.
It's Francis Ford Coppola. Like it's not tied to anything. I can go see a brand new fresh movie that has a big budget. Like I'm all there. I don't care how bad it is. Like I actually hope it's just crazy. Like that's what
I
I'm
also
hoping.
saw too that like with the certain the screenings, there's a disclaimer that the audience has to participate in the movie. Like they have to do something in the like during the movie.
I
Like there's
can't
been
wait
a
to see this
disclaimer.
movie.
I was like, dude, I want to see it. Like, please tell me this is coming to my theater. Like,
Yeah, I got to see that one, man. I got to see it. So I'll do it no matter what. I don't care if it's bad.
I just opened Twitter and the first thing I see is Crackoon will release on Screenbox October 1st. The horror film follows a raccoon on crack as it terrorizes humans, and it's just a raccoon with a bloody eye in its mouth.
Cocaine bear
Dude,
all over
like
again.
this is what we're getting, ladies and gentlemen. This is this is what we're getting.
I know. RJ, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Vigo Mortensen as card. I actually
That's
don't
who
know
I
who that
want.
is. Let me see.
That would have been my my absolute pick for Doctor Dome besides Cillian Murphy.
Oh, okay. I know who this is, obviously. Yeah. I just don't know people by name. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. I did not know.
So good.
I did not know this guy's name, and I've seen Lord of the Rings like multiple times. This is so funny.
I only know faces. Like
I know. I'm kind of
faces.
just like, oh no, it's Aragon, dude. I don't know any. You know, that's
Dude,
so.
Aragon's such a great movie too.
That'd
Like,
be
it's also such a great movie.
That would be a crazy. Pull.
I'll take a remake or a part 2.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
No, unless it's Peter Jackson. Like,
right. Well, to be fair, Star Wars has always been that franchise to push no-namers into known actors. Yeah, and I actually like that. Credit where credit's due. For the sequel trilogy, they went and got a bunch of people that were like no-namers, for the most part.
I mean, and I would say still catapulted their careers. I mean, I know like
oh yeah,
Daisy's had kind of ups and downs, but like look at John Boyega. I mean, look at Adam Driver too. I mean, he had a career before, but still, I mean, like
he was like on TV though. He was in that show
there.
Girls. Now he's huge. Now he's huge.
That's what I'm saying. But like, he wasn't like widely like like they weren't widely like okay. Michael Mann and Coppola in the same year.
Yeah, he did the Ferrari movie,
dude. Yeah, dude,
that's pretty crazy.
I still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but I want to.
Seems like, and he's also going to be in Heat 2, apparently.
Really? I cannot believe.
Yeah, he's also going to be.
That's so crazy,
dude. I can't wait. And Austin Butler's playing the younger version of Val Kilmer's character.
Yeah.
So I mean, I see it. Tony, thank you for the 3 months, my man.
Tony.
Somehow Ray has not returned. Thank you,
Tony. What are your thoughts, Tony? Do you think this movie ever comes out? Be completely honest. Do you think it ever comes out? Yeah, don't go Bendu on us. Just tell us straight up. Is the movie ever coming out? I don't think so. He says, "Hurry up and get to 100K already." What's going on, man? Why aren't you at 100K yet?
I did. You know, I don't know. I don't want to answer, dude.
Yeah, almost, man.
Yeah, Joe's almost at 10K. Everyone go subscribe to Jargon.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm getting there. Thanks, Star Wars Sith. Thanks, Tony. Never, even if there's a fire, never. What is it? It's never getting made, or you're never gonna say? Can we?
I think you said I could be both. I feel like. Tony, go ahead and hurry up and get to 23K already, then. All right.
I don't even know what this means. Even if there's a fire, never. He says.
I feel like he's saying that like
never getting made.
Yeah.
Never getting made. Okay. Yeah. No. It's. I'm completely in agreement. It's never happening.
Also, fun fact: the only other person in the world to have this hat is Tony. So.
Oh, he's got the podcast hat right on.
Yeah, but he ordered a green one and it came red and fucked up. But he still has it. So I mean,
it's just the color.
Go check out the hat. Link in the description.
Matter. It's just the color. Step Brothers quote: "Even if there's a fire."
Yeah, that flew over my head.
Yeah, me too, man. Haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah, I haven't either. I know what I'm doing after the podcast.
It's a
No,
classic. It's a
I'm actually
classic.
gonna watch House of Gucci after, but
Oh yeah, Adam Driver. Right on.
I saw it 3 times in the theater. Each time fell asleep. So
Oh my gosh. Well, good luck this time.
yeah.
So I do want to talk about the Ray movie once again. I'm sorry. I'm like, I know I'm harping on it, but like, so obviously there's this fandom like war is still happening big time through this week. We talked about it like a week and a half ago or whatever. And
My
dude,
Twitter's so locked down. I thought it was done already. Then like I've just been hitting block on shit when I keep seeing my timeline.
oh my dude, the divide is crazy. And one of the other big YouTubers, like Robot Head or something, I actually don't know his name, but it's something like that. He released a video on it. You would know him if you saw him. I'm terrible with these names, and I'm sorry, guys.
Robot Head. All right. Oh, okay. It's literally just Robot Head.
That's it. Okay,
what it is. That's literally what it is. Robot Head. Okay,
dude.
Yeah, I don't have
he released a big video today on it too, like the ugly side of the Star Wars. Yeah, it's crazy, and dude, it's just this thing is not slowing down. If this movie officially gets canceled or does not even get mentioned at Star Wars Celebration, do you think like things just boil to a head? Because the Acolyte cancellation was like the first straw for some of these people.
I think if it gets canceled, yeah, I feel like some shit will go down. That's for sure.
Dude, I do too.
It always does. I feel like.
Well, the Acolyte thing, like that, I mean, because there's obviously clearly one side of the fandom that was like, no, the Acolyte is great, blah, blah. And there's other side. It's like, this is not how Yoda acts. Like, this is not like he would know what's going on. Like the whole like canon breaking of the Sith returning, blah, blah, blah. The way that they handled the entire Plagueis line, whatever.
I still wouldn't even say that's canon breaking either.
I'm not going to say it's canon breaking. The Yoda thing is the biggest.
Like, it's
the biggest problem for me is the Yoda.
Yeah, without a doubt. But I'm just saying, like, at the beginning, though, there were so many people just bitching about shit that didn't matter or was so simple or so small, but people were dogging on it. And that's where I kind of just got fed up with all the hate stuff because it was just like, you were just hating to hate at that point. Like, there was, like, stuff that was so minuscule, people were just shitting on. It was like, all right, fucking grow up, dude. It's not that big of a deal. Like,
I mean, I don't care about Ki-Adi-Mundi's
Tales of the Empire.
birthday. I don't care.
No, I don't either. And Tales of the Empire, they mentioned the Jedi as in they, and people got fucking heated over it. As in, like, the Jedi up on the cliff. And she's like, they're up on the cliff. And I was just like, okay, so there's multiple.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
and people freaked the fuck out over that, dude. Like, that's not a big, like, why does that matter? Why does that matter to you so much? It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
like,
that kind of shit, I don't care at all. Don't care.
And that's why, like,
I
like
want good movies and shows, man. I don't care about that kind of thing. No, absolutely. You're right. There's a part of the fandom, or maybe not even really fans, just people that want to, they want to find something to yell about and get upset about and create drama around. Absolutely, that exists. But the other way I want to put this here is that, like, outside of the toxicness and all that stuff, like you're talking about, like someone said they instead of she or whatever. Yeah. Like outside of that kind of BS, though, like the Acolyte was not, in my opinion, good. And that's okay. That's an okay opinion to have, right? But there's a side of the fandom who's like toxic positivity. It's like, no, it is good and you have to like it. And you guys ruined it by not watching it. You know what I mean? But it's like, at the end of the day, the show cost too much and no one watched it. So it's getting canceled. But this cancellation caused a crazy rift in the fandom.
Well, and that's totally fine too. I mean, like, I didn't like love it. I had fun making videos on it and I had fun like doing like the watch parties, everyone. But I mean, it wasn't great. I had my own issues with it. But that's not what got it canceled. It was, like you said, the low viewership and how much it cost.
Right.
It wasn't profitable.
Right. But we could talk part of this fandom doesn't want to accept that. They think that toxic people somehow got a show canceled, which I do not think is the case.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at the point where it's just like, this shit is so petty and it's so like high school like drama shit to where it's just like, if it starts getting started, there's a block button for a reason, or like a hide button. It's just like just, like, I saw this thing. It's like there's 80,000 and some change number, like minutes in a year. If in 10 seconds you read something or see something and it irritates you, it's not worth your time. Don't look at it.
Move on.
Exactly.
That's
Like
right.
it's not worth it.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I'm just, I'm looking at things like for Star Wars holistically for the future, right? So, like, and I'm not trying to get caught up in any drama or any of the, this one fan said this, and another fan said this, or they're toxic and they're toxic, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. I mean, but as a whole, right, Star Wars can't survive without viewers and
Yeah.
without fans, right? So it's like, I think, and I have no interest in a Rey movie. I don't care because that's supposed to be Luke's story in my eyes, and it has nothing to do with Daisy. It has nothing to do with anybody. It's just that I don't like the direction the story went in. That's what it is
Yeah.
for me, right? And I have no interest in that movie. But I think the fact that this movie's not happening, or probably not ever going to happen, just tells us that a lot of people in the fandom feel that way.
It could even be people at Lucasfilm too that feel that way.
Yeah, exactly. It could be Jon Favreau himself, man.
Dave too.
Exactly.
Especially with Kathy not being anywhere for Skeleton Crew. But I just want to say quick, with Llama, we will be in just a second. That's what I wanted to segue
Yeah,
to
we'll
after
talk
this.
about it. We'll talk about it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, so I'm just kind of curious if this officially, like, they're never going to officially say, "Oh, it's canceled." That's never happening.
Yeah.
It's never happening. But I do think like the last straw is going to be at Celebration in April. If this movie doesn't get a mention, if Ray's not there, or Daisy, sorry, if Daisy's not there, or Shanine or whatever, I'm sorry, I don't know her name. I'm going to butcher it.
Yeah, the director for the right movie.
Yeah, if she's not there, like, there's going to be some serious outcry from those fans who really want that movie. The small number of fans that really want that movie, and I'm like, dude,
but
I
at
don't
the same
know,
time,
man.
how many times have we been the small fans that have wanted something and cried out for it and haven't gotten it?
Right. So it's just, you're right.
It's can't please everybody.
I know. I think that's part of the problem right now, right? Because they saw what happened with Last Jedi. A lot of fans weren't happy. They tried to correct it with Rise of Skywalker. One could say they only made things worse.
That's true. I mean, and it's same thing with Disney, same thing with Marvel, same thing with DC. If it's not profitable, they're not going to continue it. They're not going to do it. And unfortunately, it just wasn't profitable. But there was something that has been profitable, and that is the Penguin.
Well,
Now streaming on Max.
That's right. But Marvel seems capable of course correcting.
Yeah,
and DC, I think, is on the road too with Gunn and
well, and on top of that too, also doing two different separate universes, Elseworlds for the Batman, and other stories. Like the Batman universe is part of the Elseworlds, but then there's also the main DCU.
Right. Which is cool. I think that's what Star Wars should be doing. Legends and the canon. Yeah.
Or they can for if they want to continue using like Legends for like the books and stuff, they can make a new universe for live action and call it the expanded universe.
Sure.
And just
it
have
doesn't even have to be live action. It could be animation.
Yeah. Just have some you like as in like to set the record straight, have some like almost like the Watcher from What If, like tell like what it means to be an expanded universe, to clarify that this isn't in the main canon, just so that everyone's clear, so there's no misconceptions about it.
Yeah,
like almost like what they did with oh, the fuck's the name of it? Oh, I can't think of it. Visions. There we go. I don't.
Oh yeah. Sure. And I think that fans would start to come together a lot more if that were the case. Because look at DC, like they're doing right now. So if the DCU, if Batman shows up at the DCU and people are like, I don't really like that, guess what? They can turn to Matt Reeves' Batman.
Yeah, they can, and I think that would be a good way to even segue with too, though. Like, have their own stuff there.
Yeah.
Really quickly, we just got some brand new Star Wars news as of 40 minutes ago.
Okay. You want to share it? You got it on screen or what?
I got it.
You want to send it to me?
I'll say I can throw it up real quick.
We have a lot of chats to catch up on, it looks like, too, on this exact topic. So,
right, so I'll let you catch up on those while I throw this up real quick.
Okay. Clark, the Rey movie might as well be titled Star Wars: The Crazy Cat Lady Strikes Back. Is her crazy cat? Oh my gosh, what is that? I can't even read what that says, but I'm gonna let you read that to me.
Okay. The Mandalorian and Grogu will reportedly be the last chapter of the series/show, with no further movies or seasons planned. Din Jaron is said to appear in Star Wars projects after the conclusion of his own show.
Sure, like the Thrawn movie.
Yeah, so like we're not gonna get any more like Mando season 4 after this. Like it's going to be leaving.
That doesn't shock me. That doesn't shock me.
But I mean, I guess but I'm saying like as in like I guess that's confirmed then though that like this is this is the end for those characters or those stories.
Well, not for the characters, but yeah, for like the
yeah.
serialized stories with those characters. I get you, but it kind of makes sense, right? Because you have 3 seasons of a TV show and you send it out with a big bang in a movie. That works for me.
Yeah, I just don't know like I didn't know if they would continue it after like the Thrawn movie, like or if the Thrawn movie is going to be the final like end to this New Republic era.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get something like Grogu related after the Thrawn movie, maybe down the timeline a little bit, especially because he can live for 900 years or whatever. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, but I do think Din Djarin, his story will be complete at that point.
Yeah. Do you think big question, do you think he'll die, though, by the end?
I do not think Din will die, no.
No, I don't think, at this point, I don't think so.
I could see Boba dying, but I don't think Din will die.
Yeah.
RJ, I would personally like to see the movie, the Rey movie, that is. There is certainly potential. I enjoyed the sequels, wasn't a big fan, but I enjoyed them, and certainly could see Rey and the other stories on track. So no hate at all. I totally understand. Like, if it gets made, I will watch it.
Oh yeah, it's still Star Wars. Same thing with Marvel. Like, I'm not interested in Agatha. Like, I don't like, but I'm watching it. I mean, it's like it's a fun watch. I know my wife enjoys the show. I'm glad that she like she's going to like the rest of the show. I guarantee it. So, I mean, like, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm still going to watch it because it's still Marvel. Like, I want to watch Marvel content.
Right.
So,
and I'm the same way with Star Wars. So if it's Star Wars, I'm going to watch it. Like, at the end of the day, I watched Acolyte and I didn't really like it or love it. But I still watched it. And if there's a Rey movie, I'm going to see it, of course. My one thing, I'm like, I am disappointed that they killed off Ben Solo, because that is one character I would have liked to see continued. And I would like to see Finn back, if they're going to do it. And I really do hope that they can come together with a plan of where the future's headed if they do this. And it's not just some one-off, like, oh, look, more Rey, and then it's over. It's like, I don't need that. I guess I don't need any more from her story is really the thing. So if they give me something to care about, if there's if they're going to do the Yuuzhan Vong or the Grisk or something like that, like, I'll probably start to care about that a little bit. So I could be down with that. Or a secret Skywalker child that we didn't know about is out there in Pridia, something like that. I'll start to care. I'll start to care pretty damn fast.
They will never confirm if it's canceled. It'll be on the shelf for 10 other movies. Yeah. I mean, the Lando movie, the droid story, like, it's...
Rian Johnson's trilogy.
Yeah.
We talked about this at the beginning.
Solo trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All I care about is Ahsoka season 2 to see more Shin. I mean, yeah, dude, how'd that go? How'd you go meeting your wife?
How'd the meeting go? Did you
propose?
That was a big smile you had.
Yeah, then.
Yeah, Tony got to meet Shin Batty, so good for him. Llama Prop, we're gonna come back to the Penguin. You can go ahead.
I bet they don't mention it at all, and I'll be there to confirm that. I'm scared they announce new movies and we'll never get those. I mean, yeah, Tony will be there, our insider for that day, or those days anyway, the industry insider.
Yep, and we think the Sean Levy movie that is allegedly in the pipeline will get mentioned here. So excited to hear all that they say about that, because I do think that movie will happen. I think it might even be.
I think that's the minus Dave and John's. That's what they have next.
Yeah,
for movies.
I bet it happens before Mangold's movie even.
Oh yeah. No, I guarantee Mangold's isn't starting for another 2 years. Like there's you got to think they're doing the Dawn of the Jedi. How much lore do you think they're going to fit into this movie? Yeah, like, how much source material of 40 years are they going to fit into this?
Lucasfilm shit themselves in the foot. They could be shot. Lucasfilm shot themselves in the foot by mistreating the legacy characters, and then extremely bad PR. Oh, there it is. Yeah. No, thanks. There it is. They can't admit that they messed up. I think this is part of the problem, right? And Marvel, Kevin Feige. I'm going to go back to Marvel again because we always do. We compare the two. They're both under Disney.
I mean,
why would we
even
not
say Sean Levy too? I mean, he even said like, we're joining the MCU. I mean, Deadpool said it in the movie. We're joining the MCU at a bit of a low point. Like, they know it's not like, they know we're not at a good spot.
like they admitted though that there was like
Yeah,
something they needed to do to change, and
Sean said,
they're working towards it.
yeah, and Sean had said he's like, you have to be living under a rock to not know that the last MCU movies, or not movies, but like shows and movies, haven't been stellar. Like the projects haven't been stellar, and he even said he's like, you have to be living under a rock to not like realize that.
And I feel like, and I feel like Star Wars was like when Rise of Skywalker came out, they're kind of like, oh yeah, we admit we made some mistakes, blah, 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 but here's this. But at the same time, while they were trying to fix Luke's whole situation, they just shit on Anakin. So it's like,
Yeah,
do you guys not understand like the lore at all? Do you not? I don't know. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. So at the end of the day, I think you're right. They just messed up the legacy characters too much. And Ryan Johnson was a complete asshole to the fans at the end of the day as well.
I mean, on the bright side though, Lucasfilm and Disney, and I guess technically, I mean, I wouldn't say Marvel, but Lucasfilm and Disney own the likeness to Mark, Carey, and Harrison. So, I mean, in the future, if they decide to reboot or whatever, we can still have them. We still have the trilogy because they own the likeness to the characters.
Yes, I mean, this is. I think it's pretty much a given in this Mando movie. There will at least be some sort of mention or appearance of Luke, and I think Han as well.
Yeah.
Especially because Han is within the military of the New Republic, and we know that we're going to be there with Zeb. We know Mando's working for the New Republic now too. I think we might wait for Carrie's likeness to come back, by the way of her daughter until
Lord,
probably the Thrawn movie. I just
Yeah.
don't know how, that's a tough one because Carrie's not with us anymore. So it's like, eesh, I don't know, man.
And I mean, I guarantee that they know too. That like if they're gonna do it, not Carrie, Billy wants to be the person on set playing.
Oh yeah, it has to be Billy. It has to be.
Yeah. But a nice, great, wise man of the name Timothy Zahn.
Yep. Oh, there you go. Right
a
there.
Possible future
RJ
podcast
knows.
guest.
Yeah, we do want to get Timothy Zahn on the podcast. I've had some correspondence with his agent. He's a very busy man right now, but that's like kind of like my number one person to get on.
Yeah.
Just because, with the Heir to the Empire and the Dark Force Rising trailer that we're working on. I talked to Ben today, our animator, and we're going to really ramp up some stuff here in the next few weeks. So I'm really excited, guys. I'm going to kind of stop sharing stuff for now because we're getting closer. And once we have a finalized product, we'll put it out. So I don't want to share too much and spoil everything.
I haven't seen anything that he has talked about, by the way, either. He has kept me in the dark as well. So
you've seen a few things, but I've mostly, lately been kind of keeping it hush hush till we get something cut together. So yeah, should be pretty cool. But yeah, Timothy's on. He's the man.
Funny how Penguin got some numbers released, but nothing on Agatha. Yeah, I was surprised too that we didn't get any numbers for the 2-episode premiere for Agatha. But based off of how everyone's reacting to it, I feel like the numbers are fine. Like they're just for a normal Marvel premiere. I feel like.
I mean, Nielsen will really be the tell, right?
Yeah.
So because Penguin is obviously doing well, HBO released their own official numbers. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, it was at like 3.5 million on the first opening day or something like that.
It was 5.7 million within like 4 days. So
oh shit.
Yeah,
I say last time I saw it was 3.5. So that's what I was saying. Like that was successful.
Yeah, doing really well. That's going to be high minutes on Nielsen, but we won't know for 3 weeks, right? Because Nielsen's a lag. But
also too, I mean, the finale and the first episode are both an hour long. Those I feel like those will have the highest probably.
Yeah,
obviously it's also like a finale and the opening, but
sure.
I'm excited to see your chart if you make a chart.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to start tracking some other things like the Marvel shows and stuff like that.
You gotta do Prophecy.
Prophecy would be a really interesting one to see. Even like, did you watch Fallout on Amazon?
I loved Fallout. Yeah,
dude, that was like my favorite show of the year. I mean, I loved it, dude. I loved it. That kind of stuff, like House of Dragon, just to kind of see how even something like Mandalorian is stacking up against these really popular shows. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, I think. So it's just a matter of getting the numbers, compiling them all.
I really have loved watching Tulsa King as well.
I haven't seen Tulsa King, but I heard
Sopranos, but with Sly, and half the Sopranos writers are working on the show.
Oh,
so
right on. Okay,
it's fun. There's a lot of Sopranos actors in it as well.
Cool. I just sorry, I'm gonna skip ahead real quick because I just saw this come through.
I just saw about it as well.
Quick poker. Hey guys, came across y'all tonight. Nice work. I would watch the Rey movie too. Fuck it.
Dude, I mean, it's Star Wars is Star Wars. I'm gonna watch it, dude.
Yeah, that's like a good attitude to have. You know, like, am I gonna like? Do I want that over Dave's movie or John's movie or even Sean Levy's movie? No, but am I gonna watch it if it exists?
Yeah, if we still get it, I mean, dude, it's Star Wars. Sign me up. Like, I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something like if I go and I see like Venom: The Last Dance and Noel is terrible in the movie, like, it's gonna suck. But like, I'm still gonna go and probably rewatch the movie once or twice, and I'm still gonna enjoy it because like honestly, I feel like I'm one of the few people that really liked Let There Be Carnage. Like I genuinely enjoyed that
nearly
movie.
As popular as the first one, but
I mean, it's definitely a different take on Carnage. It's not what Carnage really is, but for the Venomverse, I feel like it worked.
Yeah. Let's cut it back here. Samba numbers, blah, blah. I think that tells you everything you need to know, possibly. But Disney's always been kind of quiet about numbers. So that's why I think Nielsen will tell us. If it doesn't crack the top 10 in Nielsen, then that means it's below even, I mean, really where Acolyte was, which was bad for Disney as far as Disney Plus goes. To be on, yes, sir.
It was a dream come true. She loves me. Did you propose, dude? Did you put a ring on it?
Did you tell her about Did you
show her the card, the cutout,
the cardboard cutout? Did you be like, I have this in my room?
I feel like they would have thrown everything off and be like, what?
She would have been like, hold on, get
security?
This guy away from me.
There's this 5'3" gentleman here. He's harassing me.
For those of you that don't know, first of all, go to Tony's channel if you don't know Tony, because everything you want to know about Star Wars Celebration and
any con in general,
any news, cons, he's your guy. He has a cardboard cutout of Shin Hati in his room that sits behind him, and he just met her this weekend. Ivana Sankno. I probably butchering that too. I am terrible with names.
It's the Midwestern.
Yeah,
it's the Midwestern, dude.
It's the Midwestern of me. God damn. Yeah, Ivana, right? Am I saying it right in the first place?
Yeah, I believe so.
Anyway, he met her, and she loves him. It's love at first sight. It's fate.
Yeah.
Here we go. I love this comment. I think the one show they should make is a show based around the Ninth Jedi. As far as I can tell, that is widely considered the best episode of the series and ended on a huge cliffhanger. Yes, this is the best Visions episode. If you guys haven't seen it, season 1 of Visions, Ninth Jedi, I 100% agree. That could be a series. I'm all about it. It takes place thousands and thousands of years after, the current Skywalker saga or whatever we want to call it. So, yeah, that'd be so much fun. That show was awesome. And I'm all for more Star Wars anime. I mean, I'd love a Star Wars anime, like an official one.
Dark Force Rising. Or Dark Forces, even. Let's give us Dark Forces.
Dark Forces would be cool, yeah.
Clark says, I want my Clone Wars Vietnam style story. We're in the room, man. Lock and load.
Yeah, give
I would
me
like a clone story, even. Like,
oh, dude like
that's
in the jungle. Like, that'd be so cool.
That's why I loved all of the, like, scenes in Solo. That were like back with Han when he's part of the Empire. Like, I love those scenes in the trenches.
Actual, like, gritty, like, Empire
on
War.
Nimban.
Yeah, really cool. And I know I've probably mentioned it before, Clark, but 08 MS Team Gundam is Vietnam style Gundam. Dude, watch it if you haven't, but you probably have. I
think he's the one who recommended it to us.
Okay, maybe you know what I mean. I don't know at this point. I'm gonna meet Zod next week at ICCC. I don't know what ICCC is, but dude, you have to ask
It's like
him
Star Wars Celebration, but smaller.
Question for me. You have to ask him a question for me. Is there any rumors Is there anything going around? Are we getting Marjade? Ask him, please.
Let them know. Fallout was so good. Thank you. That was
incredible, man. Incredible.
I'm gonna be interested because they filmed almost
Walton Goggins.
all of like the outside scenes that they filmed were pretty much if they weren't in like deserts, they were filmed in upstate New York. But
Really?
But California gave them an extra $20 million for season 2 if they film exclusively in California. So I kind of wonder how it's gonna go. If we're even gonna notice the difference, because they made fake California in New York State, so like,
oh man, dude, they use a lot of practical sets on that show.
yeah,
they filmed it on film. They
shows.
did
It
everything
shows.
right. Yeah, they did everything right.
I like the show's take on Penguin. The Cobbleplots are the upper class crust of society. The Penguin is very much like Tony Soprano. Yeah, and I'm gonna end up making a video on this. This is the first anyone was really hearing about it besides Joe. I'm gonna be going over everything like in terms of the hierarchy and ranking structure throughout the Falcone family, and I might have a separate video even going into how the name change of Cobblepot to Cobb could even be an in-universe reason for the way Oswald's family is. They could have come from wealth, but then ended up on the lower caste streets. That's gonna be a separate video, but I'm gonna diving into the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of the hierarchy ranked within the Falcone family, as well as how Sophia fits into it and where Oz stands within the family. So excited.
Mob ties, man. Mob ties. First of all, I just want to say also on the Penguin, like, I only watched a little bit of it so far, and I'm definitely going to dive in once I can get some time to, watch it with my wife, but looks incredible.
Yeah.
Looks like a movie. Great. It's what I wanted. Number one. Number two, it's got movie level actors in it. Great. Perfect. and number three, it's fucking HBO, dude. They are killing it. This Dune show is going to be so good too. They're killing it.
I can't wait. And also too, the actress who plays Sophia Falcone was Carmine's daughter in Sopranos. Carmine
really?
Bertazzi, yeah. This is the daughter in Sopranos. So
good casting.
They already hit the nail on the head. So
yeah.
Well, no, so not Carmine. Sorry, Johnny Sack. Johnny Sack's daughter. So yeah. Fallout was good. Yes, it was.
I mean, I would say it's better than good. That show was great. That show was great. Did you guys watch Shogun? Shogun's also good.
Shogun was really good.
Shogun's awesome.
I can't wait for season 2 and 3 since they're both greenlit.
I know. I cannot believe they're making a season 2 and 3. Honestly, I would have been so fine with just one season, but like, I'm all for it.
I mean, give Hirio as much series as you want.
That's another show that punches way above its budget. Like, it just looks phenomenal.
Yeah. If a shot costs 10 cents, they're stretching it to make it cost, like, they're making a 10-cent shot look like it costs 50 cents per shot.
Yep.
Like, insane.
Oh, it's so good, man. And I think they film most of it in Canada, which is like crazy because not once am I like, oh, this is just Canada.
Well, that's how I feel about Fallout. I'm like, not once am I like, oh, this is upstate New York.
Dude, I would have never known it was in New York if you didn't tell me that. Would have never.
Since a guy whose family is from upstate in New York, like, you can't tell me that looks like anything that I've seen the countless times I've been up to upstate New York to go see family. Like,
oh yeah,
that isn't how it looks around my family or in the parts of upstate New York that I've been to. I've been to like a lot of New York. That is insane to me, and it's dude.
It is crazy. I want to see a reboot of the Ewok movies. A reboot or a sequel?
I want to get a new
the animated ones or the live action ones. There's so many questions.
I want to get like almost like a restored version of the one where like Mother Talzin was in it from the 90s.
Mother Talzin was in the Ewoks movie?
Well, not Mother Talzin, but like the Night Sisters. That's where they first came from. It was like the Ewoks movie in the 90s.
Dude. Okay, yeah, I know. No, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't think they referred to them as the Night Sisters in it though. But yes, yeah, the witches.
Like it's been like retconned to them being Night Sisters. Yeah,
yeah. Okay. I got you. Okay, yeah. I've only seen the movie one time, and man, that was enough for me. It's like the holiday special.
Rossi, thank you for the one gifted, my man.
Shout out Rossi. He's out here. Where are we now? Even Acolyte got Sama numbers released. I see. I don't really remember that, but I guess you're probably right. I kind of remember some like talk about it, like, oh, it's doing well, it's the best one of the year, but like best of the year when all they've shown is Echo, not good,
Dude,
not good.
and Echo was released all one day, by the way. It
Yeah,
wasn't
right.
like they didn't have much to compete against. And Echo was great. Echo was a sleeper hit, but still, like
Yeah, well, it was
they
more
didn't, they
of
didn't
that
have
street
much.
level.
Yeah, they didn't have much to go off of there. Like, I don't know, dude.
Gosh.
Shit.
Elite comic book fan. What do you want them to do? Reduce the entire sequel trilogy? You can't really fix what's already done. And honestly, I don't really want them to do it. Fans have too much expectations. I agree. You can't undo what's been done.
Yeah, there's no point even trying to undo it. Just move past it.
That's
Don't
why
make
I
the same
think, yeah,
mistakes.
that's why I think you just move way into the future, because like what happened to Luke has happened to Luke and it's just over. So it's like,
And all you're doing, spending the time on it in other projects, is just taking away from the project itself. So just move
Yeah.
past it.
I tend to agree. I tend to agree.
Well, why not, dude? What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Should have had it popped up on your phone. You should have had it. Should have been like your background on your phone, and you're like, "Hey, look at this."
Like so we actually met before.
Dude,
You arrived at my house in a cardboard box.
it's so funny. You probably, yeah, it would have been weird. It would have been weird.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I'm glad you didn't do it. I'm glad you didn't do it. It would have been funny for all the rest of us, though.
Did you see that rant from Den of Nerds saying nobody would watch Penguin and that more people would watch Agatha?
Yes.
I just think it was just funny, dude.
I
see, like Penguin is one of those shows that it's not for Josh. And that's fine.
But like Josh does this from time to time with like anything that is remotely like slow and has. I mean, he did it with Andor.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
If he isn't hooked in the first five, like he did with Rebel Moon 2, if he isn't hooked in the first 5 minutes, you're not gonna get him there.
That's fine. Josh is just Josh, man. He's kind of funny.
Still love Josh, but
in that
it's
way.
just like,
I do find him very entertaining, and there's a
Yeah.
reason his live streams do so well. But yeah, it's
shut up, Tony. I don't want to hear it.
Andor sucks though, dude.
I don't want to hear it.
It does not suck. It does not suck. It's just not. It's not
for you.
Ahsoka. It's not Ahsoka.
It's not the first season, dude.
This freaking guy. Look at him.
Rat,
This is why I'm not a Star Wars fan, but why? I guess like, is it because of? Well, is it because of what happened in the sequels? Are you saying, or because like the fans are so argumentative about it?
Yeah, and if it is because of the fans, why are you letting what they're saying get to you? It shouldn't be how you feel.
Enjoy what you can, and if you don't enjoy it, just move on. That's, you know what I mean? I'm totally not for like, oh, you have to just watch it and enjoy it, like turn off your brain. Like if you don't enjoy it, like fucking don't watch it.
You shouldn't have to turn off your brain. Like you shouldn't have to force yourself to turn off your brain to watch something.
To enjoy something, right? Like if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's all there is to it.
But I'll tell you, I will never watch American Horror Story. My wife loves American Horror Story. I will never watch it. It's just I cannot do it. I will not do it. I said the same thing with Stranger Things, but that was way better than I thought it was, and I was just being a little bitch the first episode. But
oh my god, I love the first episode.
The first episode, it just took forever, and I just was like, I don't want to do this.
Oh my god!
But after she was like, "No, we're gonna do it," then I was like, "All right." I got really hooked.
I'm glad you stuck to Stranger Things.
I am too. I'm so glad.
Freaking incredible.
Script for Acolyte Season 2. We are no longer the knights who we say nigh. We are now the knights who say, okay. I don't even know how I'm going to try and say that, so I'm just going to... I don't know, dude.
I don't get the reference, but it looks familiar. Is it from something?
Oh, no, is it?
I enjoyed Agatha more than Penguin. See, this is what I'm talking about. You didn't enjoy Andor. Josh didn't enjoy Andor. Maybe you just have more similar interest to him than...
Tony, I guarantee you probably haven't liked Sopranos all the way through, or haven't watched it the full way through either. That's fine. All right, then.
Dude, and I'm not saying Penguin is for everybody, but it is like a high quality production, and it's got the acting behind it. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, you'll eventually get invested in the story if you take your time and enjoy it. What are you taking?
And I'm gonna put it on stream just to show. I'll say like for Tony, like he better. I just saw his comment, but You can't really see it because it's covered up, but I'm gonna put it in chat and throw it out.
So yeah, I mean, Agatha, I haven't watched it yet, but it looks like it could be funny. I mean, I actually did like Catherine Hahn's character in WandaVision, so maybe I would
Yeah,
like it. I don't know. I mean, I
I
haven't
mean,
given it a chance yet, but I also just I'm way behind on everything right now, so I just need to get caught up on some shows and movies, man.
that is true. All right, here we go. So I have this giant, like frame behind my monitors,
Oh,
and
this
it's
is
like
the
Sopranos and
Sopranos.
stuff. But then I got Sopranos pops here, and Goodfellas pops. I got Godfather pops behind my desk. So yes, sir.
You like the mob stories, and that's cool. I
Yeah,
mean, that's why Penguin's right up your
I,
alley,
I, I
obviously.
got
Yeah.
I got a 4 box set right here of the VHS, all the Sopranos seasons on VHS. Goodwill.
We talked about this. I need to get a
Yeah,
VHS player, man. I want to get that. I want to get that original trilogy pre-special editions. I want to watch them so bad.
excited for Wednesday for him to eat his words. Oh, I am too. Whenever Josh has to like step back on something he said when he like too harshly judges something at first is the funniest shit. He's like, so chat, we made a mistake.
Well, I think part of the problem is people were looking at Penguin and being like, "Oh, it's a comic book show." It's like I don't
No,
think it's
it's
going to lean
supposed to
too
be a mob
heavily. Yeah,
genre.
it's
Like,
not going to lean too heavily into comic book stuff. So, hey, Tony likes Sopranos. He's in.
I really hope that honestly with the Penguin they move more towards like, because I mean I feel like this is something so many people missed. Bruce Wayne's mom, like his mom's side of the family, is all Arkhams. She was Martha Arkham. Bruce Wayne's family owns Arkham Asylum. So I want them to dive more into that, and I hope. And we're supposed to be getting an Arkham show now instead of a Jim Gordon show. It's supposed to be more about Arkham and the inner workings of Arkham
Oh, yeah, I
Asylum.
heard about the Jim Gordon show's not happening, but
Yeah, so I'm hoping that that gets brought into it.
wow, RJ has not watched Andor.
Dude, you got for a lore guy like you would love Andor. There are so many lore hints like you would love it.
I think he would, but honestly, waiting until season 2 might be the move now that you haven't seen it. Like,
To binge it, yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah, when season 2 will be out, probably before next summer. Um, hit all of it, man. Season 1 through 2, and then just right into Rogue One. That's gonna be
I,
solid. But I know you weren't a big fan of Rogue One too, so and that I get. The first time I saw Rogue One, I'm kind of like, I'm not like invested in any of these characters. Like, obviously, the end, the battle in Scarif, loved it. Loved Vader showing up. Liked Krennic a lot, but overall, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's good.
I
Wasn't the
really
greatest
liked
I've ever seen.
Donnie Yen as Chewit.
Oh, Chewit, yeah, he was
Yeah,
awesome, man.
I love anything Donnie Yen. So
Yeah, he was good. It's just weird because like, yeah, I saw Rogue One in theaters too, obviously, and I was like, I was so hyped about like, oh, we're getting Luke Skywalker in the next movie of the Skywalker saga. This is before Last Jedi, obviously, so I was kind of like, oh, cool, we got some Vader. Like, it was cool, but I wasn't like that movie was amazing. But like with the context of Andor now, I like Rogue One even more.
yeah, I do too, especially like from what we've seen with season 2. Like it's gonna be so much fun.
Oh, dude,
I will say
that's
though,
gonna be
like
cool.
with Stranger Things, when my wife and I started watching it, we were probably like 2 months away from season 4 coming out. So we watched everything right before season 4. I mean, like 2 weeks before season 4. And then when that came out, we binged the entire season in the first day. And then when Volume 2 came out that night, we binged the entire thing.
Yeah.
And that was so much fun. I cannot wait to do it again. But I feel like getting that experience with Andor will be perfect for Archer.
Oh man, yeah. I would wait it out and binge it. That'd be so cool. Especially because like it is a little slow, especially for the first like 6 episodes. So like being able
Yeah,
to binge it will help a
yeah.
lot.
That's for me. I
Um
think it's after episode 4 is when it picks up.
yeah. Okay, that quote was from Monty Python. Okay.
I should have guessed that.
It looked familiar. Um this guy, dude, we have a troll in the chat. Good. Don't watch it. Save your time. Man. All right. Perhaps watching Andor will make me enjoy it. And like, oh yeah, that's what I just said. Like it
Yeah.
definitely it adds so much depth to like Cassian as a character. And I think season 2 is gonna add a lot more to the rest of the crew as well. I hope.
I really hope we get more with Bix.
Dude, yeah. Both.
I really just want to get confirmation that those whale sounds were like Purgle. I want to just hear that.
No, they said it was from like a specific planet or something. It was like a species there. They didn't say.
They
Yeah,
said it was some sort of space whale of some
did
sort.
they?
I believe so. It was some sort of like whale. Was what they said. I
I
had
haven't.
thought.
I've never rewatched it, but I will before season
At
2
the same
comes
time,
out. So.
I'm the same guy that wants to see more Bor Gullet from Rogue One. So, I mean,
Borgullet. He knows what you're thinking. Penguin is fine though. Okay.
then. You can't tell me that you weren't hooked at least by how Sophia was. I mean, Joe, you'll get there. I know you'll tell me.
That's the thing. I haven't really gotten
know you
there.
tell
So I'll see. Maybe I'm gonna be like Tony. I'm gonna be like, it was fine.
Sausage.
I really liked the Batman though, so I tell.
Dude, I think you'll appreciate the cinematography for sure. Like,
Oh my god, dude, I freaking love the Batman.
as someone who hates how the Many Saints of Newark looks, which is like the Sopranos prequel, this feels more like Sopranos than Many Saints of Newark, who was made by David Chase. So
Llama Prop is saying that it has the same kind of tone as the Batman movie. Is that correct? I mean, I kind of got that vibe from the first. Yeah,
it's supposed to. It's supposed to like. You're not supposed to. It's not. When you're watching this, you're supposed to feel like Greg Fraser shot it, like Matt Reeves directed it. Like you're supposed to feel like this is the same people that worked on it, and it's seamless to me anyway.
yeah,
and I'm not like. Sorry, like I'm not like hyping it up, and I'm not like brown nosing. I'm just saying in general, like I genuinely like how well they transferred it over from the movie to the show, because it's supposed to just be seen as a continuation, not like a spinoff.
Right on. And I think I think Andor, right? Segueing back to Andor now is very similar, right? Too. Like they're trying to make it feel like Rogue One, like it's a like it's a continuation or whatever, obviously a prequel, but it has very similar, like even like the color grading is similar, which is interesting. You guys need to watch Winds of War, with Robert Mitchum. The miniseries is based on Herman Wouk novel. He also wrote the screenplay. It was the game before it had thrones. Okay. Cool. I've heard of it, so I'll have to check it out. I'm gonna type it in up here.
Loki just noticed the Ryloth mention on my Andor rewatch. That's one of the cool ones. There's like, for example, RJ. There's this one scene in a certain shop in the show. You're gonna have a field going through everything there. Like, you're gonna have a field going through. Like, there's so much stuff in there that you can find out. You're gonna find lore too.
Yeah, a lot of cool little Easter eggs. But Andor, it's not even about like that's the thing. I think you get so invested in the characters that it's not really even about like the Star Wars aspect or anything like that. Oh, dude, yeah, Kino's a great character. I don't remember Ryloth being mentioned, which is crazy. See, another thing, I just haven't really watched it since it came out, so
I don't just because RJ, I don't want to spoil it. My favorite is a mention of a certain element, but leave that for a different time. So an artifact, I should say. The funny thing is, all I remember from Rogue One is the opening, Garrett's death, and the Vader scenes, and of course the memes. Everything else I remember is the DLC from Battlefront. I mean, that's fair.
Those are the big hitters. So, like, I feel like that makes sense. This is regarding the sound. It was kids, not whales.
They said it was kids?
That's why I thought it was something like that, like from like being tortured though, or something like that.
Yeah.
Was it kids? I don't know. It seems like Llama Prop has watched it more recently than me. He even saw the Ryloth mentioned, so he's probably more so correct.
Okay. The dying screams of children of a sentient species the Empire massacred as part of its colonization efforts. So I guess it wasn't a whale. I thought they said it was a whale.
That's brutal, man. That just sounds brutal, and like we don't even get to hear it. We're just kind of
like sounds like something like a nihilist would be doing. Like
it's the whole like thought of it is very effective though, like to the viewer, you know, because you're just kind of like, what is she listening to? Like that's crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch Andor, but I'm gonna wait until season 2 is coming out for sure.
Yeah, because Stranger Things Day, I think it's November 6th, is when we're gonna get the first trailer for 5.
Oh, right on.
For season 5, I'm gonna rewatch everything. probably even do it on the
Oh,
channel.
I'd
Honestly,
like to too. I haven't watched season 1, 2, 3, and forever. Obviously, I watched season 4 when it came out a couple years ago, but I'd like to rewatch those too. Be a
yeah.
good one. Yeah, you got anything else, man? I think we've been on for about an hour and a half, so we'll probably wind it down here.
Excited for the Thunderbolts. My man Bucky's back.
That looks surprisingly good in the trailer. I
Yeah.
had no expectations, and now I'm like, oh, I'm like actually want to see a Marvel project again. So it's like it looked pretty
Like,
good.
yeah. And honestly, as someone who listens to Where's My Mind almost daily,
Yeah,
I've been
good
waiting to
use.
hear it in a trailer, and a trailer like that good for so long, and it was like, this is the song I've been waiting. Like, this is the trailer I've been waiting to see with the song. It
Yeah,
just felt right.
great use of it. The trailer was it like felt grounded, but had like really good action. And Bucky, dude, seeing Bucky and art, you might have to refresh my memory. The guy, like the fake Captain America dude,
John,
what's his
yeah,
name?
okay.
John.
John Walker,
Dude,
U.S. agent.
I'm like excited to see him in
Yeah,
it.
Wyatt Russell's character. Yeah,
Yeah,
and in the
that looked
comics,
pretty good.
he had like a U.S. For the star, and he has on his new shield. There's nothing there, so I don't know if they're gonna add it on. Um,
Interesting.
but I saw somebody commented on one of my videos because I did like a behind the scenes for John Walker. They said that like the whole point of what is the whole point of the Thunderbolts? It's just like copycat characters like Marvel has running out of ideas. The entire point of Red Guardian and John Walker is to recreate Captain America Sentry, who is Bob in the trailer.
Mm.
He's like the Marvel Superman, but with mental health issues and other stuff. He was also a product of the super soldier experiment. So
Oh,
like
okay.
the entire point of these characters was that they're failed experiments of trying to create another Steve Rogers. So like it's not that Marvel's running out of ideas. The Thunderbolts have been around for years. It's just like I don't know.
They're kind of
The
like
trailer,
antiheroes. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of like the Suicide Squad, but it's more of like these shadow figures that have lost their way, like that they don't have any sense of direction, are trying to find their way of direction. Are trying to
their
feel like trying to
purpose. Yeah,
find where they fit in this vast universe. I mean, you have now aliens coming to your planet on a daily basis. I mean, how do you live in that day to day?
right, right. I'm excited for it. Actually, I'm like, I literally had zero expectation. I'm like, who wants this movie? Like, what? And then I saw the trailer. I'm like, you know what? Like, John Walker, like Bucky, and even like Florence Pugh's character from like so I watched Hawkeye. I liked Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I watched Captain America and the Winter Soldier or whatever. Not the Winter Soldier. Was that what it was called?
Oh,
Or
Falcon and the Winter
Falcon
Soldier,
and
and
the
then
Winter
the last
Soldier?
episode was Captain America and the Winter
Yeah,
Soldier.
yeah. And I watched that and I didn't love it, but John
It's
Walker was an interesting character, and I'm actually kind of interested to see where they take him.
yeah, my favorite stuff in that show was Bucky and John Walker. Like
Right.
Bucky's like story with Zemo was great, and John Walker was the greatest hit from it for me. But
And
that
so gosh, what's his name? Sam
Sam Wilson, Anthony
Sam
Mackie.
Wilson. Yeah, Sam Wilson, like I am interested to see where they take that. Is he going to be a full-on replacement for Steve Rogers? Is he not? Like I don't
mean,
know. That is interesting, but that's going to happen obviously in Captain America 4. So,
well, and seeing as that Joaquin Torres from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, who was in the show that Sam gave his wings to,
right.
in the
He's
Brave
gonna be
New
in the
World
movie.
trailer, you can
Yeah.
see him and Falcon flying side by side. So like, Falcon is fully going to be Captain America in this movie, and Falcon is now going to be Lee Torres.
Interesting. Okay.
Um,
So there is going to be like
yeah.
a full handoff there.
So and that's exactly what happened when Sam took the mantle in the comics too. Was Torres took over.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
But with that, like, I wasn't too excited for Brave New World after they did all the reshoots because like the budget was 200 million and now it's 400 with all the reshoots.
Yeah.
But
Like,
after
completely
seeing the
redone
first
movie.
trailer, like I was like, okay, I'm hooked now. Like I see what they're doing. I see what they mean by like they want the Winter Soldier feel to it.
I mean, we're getting Harrison Ford, we're getting Giancarlo Esposito. Like that's a good recipe for me. So
I mean, yeah.
yeah, we'll see,
Hang on
man.
now.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more of Isaiah Bradley too. I really liked Isaiah Bradley and his incorporation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The Tzatziki bombers too. It was great. Great callback.
There's definitely
The Airmen.
yeah, I feel like Marvel's really turning things around all of a sudden, which is kind of crazy. So
That's
but
what that's
that's
what
a
I've
good
been
thing though.
preaching. Like, trying to preach as much as I can is that like the next 3 to 4 years of Marvel, Star Wars, Stranger Things, of like pop culture in general, the next 4 years, it's gonna be fucking incredible. Like, it's gonna be so good, and
We'll
people
see about
don't
Star Wars,
understand.
man. It's like they have a huge uphill battle now, in my opinion. And even the DCU has a big uphill battle. Not the Batman stuff, obviously. I'm talking about
Yeah,
James Gunn's.
gun.
Because he's rebooting, man. He's full on rebooting. So with that, with Marvel trying to basically, I think they're going to reset their universe with Doomsday and everything.
Yeah, I think after Secret Wars, that's when the MCU is gonna restart. But I mean, with how much shit's coming out, they can't fail with every single one. There are gonna be some hits, and the hits are really gonna hit. Like,
I think
like
Fantastic Four is going to be
I
huge.
think it's gonna be huge, and I also think, honestly, that Thunderbolts might be a sleeper hit. Like, it might come out of nowhere, and
I can
like,
see it. It's got a good cast.
I mean, same thing with John's movie though. It's like John's movie is gonna do at least 600 million. I think easily,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it being the first movie since Rise, it'll probably even do more.
Llama Prop says full on, except for Peacemaker too. Yeah, Peacemaker was part of the reboot. The reboot
Yeah.
though
So
from
I'm assuming with season 2, they're just starting fresh, new. Like,
no,
okay,
they're not.
like,
It's a continuation. They're saying season one is the first
well,
show
yeah,
of James Gunn's universe.
I could see them doing like a Family Guy thing though, with how like every season, like, it's just new. Like, the last season didn't matter. Like, I could see them almost just like forgetting it because they
I don't
show the
know.
old
They
lineup for
did.
the
Oh, yeah,
DCEU.
they did.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they kind of have to like just transfer universes at that point.
That is an interesting point.
That's what I'm saying, because like the Flash was there, Aquaman, Superman, and Batman, and Wonder Woman. Like, they were there. Yeah, because
Yeah.
go fuck yourself, Barry. Like
I
I don't know. Like,
don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna handle that. That's interesting.
I don't know
We'll
either, dude.
see.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, Llama Prop. Good call. Good call. All right, let's get out of here. Really good talking with you guys. Thanks for all the comments, and we'll be back at it again in like a week or so. So,
Yeah.
um,
As of right now, I'm only busy next week Tuesday. So
cool. Yeah, I'm
let's
pretty
go.
open. So we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right, cool. Well,
Alrighty.
till next time, guys. May the force be with you, and yeah, subscribe to both our channels if you